Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Space Quest 3, the Pirates of Pestilon. Thank you to a couple of people who pointed out in the previous video that actually the way that you get attacked by the rats, apparently it's actually a protection against soft locking, or not exactly protection, but it sort of gives you a hint that you've soft locked yourself. It prevents you from getting totally stuck. I guess it kills you, so in that sense, it prevents you from being soft locked. Basically, how you soft lock yourself is you come up here without the ladder. So what I've done is I've left the ladder leaning on the side of the ship, on the side of the aluminum mallard. And so what I can do is, as I did before, get into the grabber and then get out and fall down here as before. So far everything is pretty much the same as before. But the difference is now I do not have the ladder. And the ladder is leaning, again, it's not here. So I have no way of getting out of here. So I would be stuck here permanently. So in this situation, I guess the game designers felt it would be appropriate to kill the player in the situation, which is, again, kind of uncharacteristically merciful of Sierra to only kill the player in this situation. But anyway, you hear strange growls which send chills through your sleek yet rugged frame. What could it be? Suddenly, two hideous figures rush from the shadows toward you. Oh my. It appears that you're being trapped has made you a prime target for rodent ruffians. What a mess. Hehe, what a mess. Okay, so yeah, being trapped here somehow makes the rats attack you, as if the rats understand how ladders work. Rats! You may not be pure in a rat show, but you'll do. A more explicit reference to the Chow brands of Purina were rendered in some of the death screens in Space Quest 4, and I think that's something that got Sierra sued. Anyway, all right, let's get back to where we were. So we were back here. We had just fixed this ship. We had put the reactor and that wire here in this space here and close to the panel. So the ship is all powered up. I think we're ready to leave. Before I go on, though, let me just quickly check the menus, because I think one thing I forgot to show, well, I know one thing I forgot to show is the menus. So we did take a look at the About Game screen. So this is the credits. Then there's a help screen, which is nothing too incredibly stunning, just basic help with how to use early SCI Sierra adventures. And there is this thing called Vapor Calc. And it looks like this, but I never figured out how to get it to do anything. I don't think that it does anything, because if you click on it, it just goes away. You have to press Control-C to bring it up, I guess, but it really doesn't seem to do anything at all. I don't think there's any... Like, I'm trying to press different keys on the keyboard. There's nothing that I can figure out that actually causes it to react in any way. So I have a feeling that it's just totally non-functional. And I guess the name VaporCalc is a reference to VisiCalc, which was basically the first spreadsheet. Like, it was the first popular PC spreadsheet program. So it's kind of a reference to that, except that in this case it doesn't do anything. And obviously it looks like an abacus instead of proper spreadsheet. I don't know. I assume this is just some kind of joke that it feels like a half a joke. It feels like a joke that wasn't fully realized. But anyway, under file we have the usual save, restore, restart, quit. Nothing really special here. Pause game. This game is paused. Fine, pause. Just don't be taking too long. Okay, we don't want any babies playing this game. Okay, I'm back. And inventory. Yeah, we've seen that. Just press tab to bring that up. Retype as usual. Oh yeah, and the boss key. Some CR games actually had real functioning boss keys. Like I think the Leisure Suit Larry games usually had real boss keys. This one does not. If you choose boss key, it says, "Oh, I get it. You don't want your boss to know that you've been playing Space Quest 3." In fact, you don't want your boss to know that you've been playing Space Quest 3 for 0 hours, 18 minutes, and 13 seconds. You know what just strikes me here? Sorry, I'll finish this first. That's a good idea, but I'm afraid that being the good company men that we are, we can't help you cheat like that. Sorry. So yeah, that's all it does. It doesn't actually help you prevent your boss from finding out that you were playing Space Quest 3. It just strikes me now, looking at this, Is this a common convention? I know that the Apple II does this as well. Like it seems like this was kind of a thing in the 80s. If you had Roman numerals to not just do like straight lines or use the letter I as people sometimes do. You can see they're using basically square brackets on the ends of the three here, as they are also here in the title bar here. And if you think about the Apple II logo, the Apple II usually did the same thing. It obviously didn't have the vertical line in the middle, but it was also rendered using these kinds of square brackets facing away from each other on the end. Was this a common sort of typographical thing in the 1980s? Is it still common today and I'm just not aware of it? Like I don't really see a lot of Roman numerals these days, but it seems like back then that was kind of a thing that I saw in a couple of places. Anyway, okay. So yeah, and obviously when your boss shows up, it tells you exactly how long you've been playing the game. So that's nice. Speed, I mean, this just controls the game's speed. Pretty straightforward. Sound volume, also pretty straightforward. Oh yeah, one curious thing about this speed in this game, I seem to remember, the speed is kind of inverse. In most Sierra adventures, if you type in a higher number here, it makes the game faster, and a lower number makes the game slower. Here it's the inverse. So basically, 1 is the fastest, 16 is the slowest. So yeah, a little bit of trivia there for you. Ace your next trivia game when somebody asks which Sierra adventure had an inverse speed setting. You'll wow everybody with your knowledge of Sierra adventures when you pull out that answer. All right, I think we're done here. So we can go ahead and start flying this ship. So I'll say sit, or you can, as I think I showed in the last video, you can also click with the mouse to switch between sitting and standing back here. Let's go ahead and sit here. And let's see, let's take a look around. What do we have here? Sitting in the pilot seat of the sporty little ship. In front of you is a control panel, which contains a computer screen. Okay, so I guess we'll need to use that computer screen. Before I forget, don't forget, one thing that is, I guess, not strictly required, but you can do for extra points. Search the seat. Searching on the cushions, you find among variously colored wads of lint 7 buckazoids. You get 10 points for doing that, and now we have 7 of these nifty monetary units known as buckazoids. There are other ways to get buckazoids later. We'll see them. Actually, I think there's just one. I think there's one main way to get buckazoids later, but this is a way to get 7 of them. I mean, you don't really need to do it, but it gives you points, so sure, why not? And one thing I remember, because I was such an optimizer as a child, I figured out that you can say look computer or look at screen or something, but if you just type comp, that's enough. That brings up the computer screen. So the interface here is fairly straightforward. Anything that's light green is clickable, like you can use it. Anything that's dark green is currently inactive, so like navigation system. If you try to do that, it says full thrust necessary before maneuvering. So yeah, you can't do any of this stuff. You can turn your radar on. Actually, let's leave it off and turn the engines on. Adequate thrust achieved. I remember because I first played this game with the PC speaker. I remember I actually liked the PC speaker sound of the engines powering up. It was like kind of like the sound of a racing game, like a typical DOS racing game from back in the day. Anyway, so the engines are on, so let's go ahead and take off now. Take off in progress. You feel a strong rumbling as the ship strains to loosen itself from the confines of the junk heap accumulated at its base. Finally begins to rise. Rise. The ship rises successfully, but collides with the top of the freighter. The resulting explosion sends a potpourri of flesh and metal fragments careening in all directions. Learn to drive that thing. Your radar is designed to avoid just such an occurrence. Okay. Nice if they basically give you the solution to the puzzle. Like they literally tell you how to solve the puzzle. So I need to search the seat again. I think you always get 7 buckazoids. So yeah, they literally just tell you turn on your radar. So there you go. Radar is on. I pressed 7 to turn it on instead of using the mouse because I'm efficient like that. Now we can turn on the engines again, and when we have achieved adequate thrust, we press 3 for takeoff. All right, so as last time, we begin to rise. The ship rises several meters, then stops abruptly. An alarm from the computer attracts your attention. Ascent halted due to obstruction. Well, the obstruction is probably the roof of this garbage freighter. So we could land, but what's the point in that? The other alternative is the weapons system here. Now, the weapons system is fairly straightforward. It has basically 5 controls. Well, okay, if help doesn't really count as controls, and off doesn't really either. So actually it basically has like 3 controls, or actually it's not true. The screen in the middle is also controls, so I guess it has like, basically the controls, hold on, if I click on help, does it actually explain? There we go. When the enemy ship comes... Okay, this is way too much text. Basically, yeah, okay, actually, maybe this is not too much text. Is it just the one screen? Yeah, it's just the one screen. Okay, so when the enemy ship comes in behind you, you'll be automatically begin tracking. So basically, the ship has to come from behind you. You cannot shoot at something in front of you. I don't know why this is kind of an oddity of the game. You cannot shoot at something that's in front of you. You can only shoot at targets that are behind you. Weird, huh? Use the direction keys or mouse with the cursor into the target when you're locked on. Use the spacebar to fire. Okay, so spacebar fires. Maybe that would be something useful to do now. But just before we do that, since playing around with weapons can be dangerous, let's go ahead and press O for off, F6 for cockpit view. Your ship hovers between the garbage below and the ceiling above. This will never do. Oh, wait, does it not? Oh, I can't exit. Hold on, can I save here? If I press F5 to save, it says, sorry, not now. Okay, I guess we're going to have to proceed without saving. Very dissatisfying. It really bothers me when games don't let you save at certain points. It's like, it was a common thing back in the day for, for arcade games on PC to not let you save mid-level. You could only save between levels. That was a thing that always really bothered me. I always thought that was kind of stupid. Anyway, all right, let's just press spacebar. The shot blasts a new orifice in the side of the junk freighter. Unfortunately, your inadequately protected ship is struck and subsequently destroyed in the bottleneck of metallic objects striving to pass through the same relatively small opening. Decompression blues. Sudden decompression sucks. It does indeed, and obviously in both senses of the word. So you can probably guess, even if you haven't played this game, you can probably guess fairly readily, you're supposed to turn your shield on. Now, what I do find kind of funny... Get the 7 Buckazoids... Go back to the computer, turn on the radar, turn on the engines, take off, and now we can go back to our weapons system, and so yeah, obviously you need to turn on a shield. That's fairly apparent, right? Now, what I do find kind of funny is that it doesn't matter which shield you turn on. You'd think that the ship would either get hit at the front or at the back, but it doesn't matter. Either shield will save you. So I'll just go ahead and, I don't know, let's say front, why not? And now we can fire. There we go. Blast a new orifice in the side of the freighter. And there we go. The pressure generated by the desire of the ship's atmosphere to escape through the considerably lower pressure of space causes your ship to be spit out like a watermelon seed. All right. Hey, we're in space. Yep, there's a bunch of them. Space. 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 So much space. Gotta go to space. Go to space. Gotta see space. Space. All right. In space. I think I reflected on a stream that I did not too long ago. There are 2 very iconic renditions of the word space that I'm aware of from computer games. One, of course, is what I just referenced, the space sphere or space module or whatever it's called from Portal 2. But there's also, of course, Tim Curry's wonderful acting from some Red Alert game where he says, he plays that Russian general or officer or whatever, and at the end he says, "I'm going to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!" Anyway. Now that we've discussed that. So yeah, we're free. We're free. We can now, we've gotten out of the, like I said, Space Quest games tend to put you in a very bad beginning. They tend to put you in like a really bad spot at the beginning, and we've gotten out of that really bad spot, and we're free. Now we can explore the whole universe. Or the, 3 places in the universe that the game simulates. So we go back to the computer. Now we can turn on that navigation system. And yeah, basically the options here are to, return just leaves. So we need to scan, and then once we find something after scanning, we can set a course to travel to that place. So I press 1 to scan. We find the planet Ortega, Sector 82, habitants unknown, volcanic crater-strewn surface. Okay. I guess we can just go there for a start. I mean, sure, why not? I'll say 2 to set course. Stand by, calculating course. Course locked. All right, so now we just need to fly. So our options are cruise speed, light speed, or attack speed. Attack speed, as you can guess, is only useful in combat. Like, you only want to use that when you're fighting other ships. Cruise speed, I don't really know when you'd use that. It doesn't really seem very useful. Basically, whenever you want to go somewhere, you should always just press 5 for light speed. And... Whoosh. Oh my, what is this? Hey, that looks like... Identity confirmed. Roger Wilco, case OU812. Wilco wanted for vending machine fraud. Plaintiff, Jipazoid Novelty Company. Judgment. Terminate. Raw. Gosh, isn't it amazing how big a spot those space gnats make when you're traveling at light speed? I don't think the gnats would make a spot on the windshield, actually. I think they would basically be vaporized. A flashing message on your monitor attracts your attention. Throttling engines back, orbiting planet Ortega. Cool. And now we can press 3 to land. That sound effect, by the way, the landing sound effect on the PC speaker is one of the coolest PC speaker sound effects in the world. I wonder if I should probably switch to PC speaker sound just so we can hear it once. With a mighty whump, you set the aluminum mallard down on the surface of Ortega. Cool. Look out the window. Outside, the stork surface of Ortega stretches into the distance. A lava lover's paradise, to be sure. I like lava. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen lava in my life, but let's. Now's a good time to start. Let's go ahead and stand up. And so, I'm not sure if it was apparent what I was talking before about how this ramp works, but you'll see it right away. If I push the button, see, it opens up like that, and it's like that. So there's this ramp that it basically forms a walk-down ramp that comes out of the ship, and that's how you walk in and out of the ship in situations other than in the trash freighter. In the trash freighter, we had to get in through the hatch on the top, which is not even rendered here for some reason. But otherwise, we'll just get in and out using this ramp. Actually, there's another place where we'll use the hatch. We'll see that later. Anyway. My, this is one hot planet. Hopefully it'll last more than a few minutes. No, we won't, but we can still walk around and have some fun. So there's not a lot to see here, as you might have noticed. The planet Ortega is truly a lava lover's paradise. Volcanic activity constantly reshapes its surface. So if you have any maps older than last week, throw them out. And this should not have an apostrophe in it because it is not a contraction of it is, but rather it's the possessive of it. Too late, you realize that walking around unprotected on this planet is hazardous to your health. You feel your blood begin to boil. You tied my lead and pulled my chain to watch my blood begin to boil. But I'm gonna melt. I'm gonna melt myself on Ortega. You sizzle into oblivion. This planet wouldn't be so bad if you could keep cool somehow. Sunbathing not recommended. It would so hot you could fry a roaring phlegm snake egg. Okay, I don't think that's something that really exists, even in this game. All right, so let me go ahead and do this. I actually just want to play the sound effects of landing once, because those sound effects, they're just so good. The sound effects are so awesome. So we can keep the 16 colors, but let's switch to the PC speaker. Everything else can remain as it is. Installation complete. Cool. Go back to the game. And now we should have the PC speaker sound effects. Indeed we do. Let's go to Ortega again. And light speed. And you know, I'm going to crank up the game audio just a little bit because... Actually, no, I'll wait till I get to Ortega because... this music doesn't sound that great in my opinion. Maybe I'll disagree. Okay, I'll turn it up. Why not? I'm not saying much right now anyway. Terminate. Yeah, this is the sound that I grew up with. This is how I played this game when I first played it. Honestly, it's not that bad in my opinion. I mean, it's not as advanced or accomplished as the ad-lib sound, but it's not that bad. All right. Now, get a load of this landing sound. DOSBox simulation corrupted that a bit. It sounds a little better on the original, I think. I think DOSBox doesn't emulate the sound perfectly, but it's still pretty cool, huh? All right, let's see. I'm just gonna, let's just walk off a cliff this time. Oh no. You need to care for fondue next time it gets so close to the edge. When I first played this game, I didn't know what fondue is. Actually, I'm still not sure what fondue is. What is fondue? It's basically melted cheese, isn't it? I think that's what it is. All right, let's go ahead and get back to ad-lib sound. All right, so I think it's apparent we can't actually do anything on Ortega right now. We have to go back there later. We can't. We don't have what we need to go there now. So let's just skip Ortega. Let's just press 1 to resume scan. See what else we can find in this wonderful galaxy. Oh, planet Fleabut, Sector 39, light atmosphere, 1 known settlement. Cool. Spoiler, that's where we need to go. I guess it's not really much of a spoiler. That's where we need to go. But I'm going to go there last because I want to explore a little bit first. So we'll come back to Fleabut in a second, but or in a couple of minutes. But first, yeah, this is the other place. So basically, in the whole game, there are only these 3. Well, there's a 4th place later, but at the start, you can only go to these 3 places. You can go to Ortega, Fleabut, and Monolith Burger, which probably also got Sierra sued because I think that M is just a little too similar to some other logo that you might have seen from a different place that has a similar logo. A finite number served. All right, let's set a course to Monolith Burger. And once again, light speed. Are we gonna have to? Yeah, I think we're gonna have to sit through this scene with the Terminator again. I wonder if Sierra got sued by whoever holds the rights to the Terminator. They probably did, because that's also a copyrighted, protected character, and this is obviously a little bit too obviously. It's like there's a difference between a parody. I remember we talked about this on a stream, actually. There's a lawyer who watches my videos, and he was actually commenting on one of the streams saying, you know, if there is a risk of actually... Basically, you have legal problems if there's a risk of actually confusing what you're parodying with the real thing. If it's too similar, if people could actually confuse them, that's when... Like, that's obviously the USS Enterprise. So it's like, you can parody the USS Enterprise, but that's not even a parody. It's literally just the USS Enterprise. So, anyway. With the document maneuver completed, the engine's shut down. Welcome to Monolith Burger. So yeah, remember I said that there's one other place where we use the hatch at the top? This is it. This is where we use the hatch at the top of the ship. So, Monolith Burger. You pop the hatch and amble on in. Oh yes, it's time to amble. Look at us amble. I'm an ambling man. Gonna amble all day. The decor, like the food, is the same in Monolith Burgers all over the universe. Generic counter clerks are eagerly waiting to help you. Diverse life forms are crowded around the counter and sitting in booths consuming what can only loosely be termed food. So, I don't know if this is supposed to be a reference to the that famous canteen, Mos Eisley's canteen thing from Star Wars. It probably is. I don't think you can actually talk to any of these aliens here. Customers things you can talk to a small brain biped from a hick planet. Yeah, and also, if you wait in line here, they say quit crowding, jerk, and put you back. So this line never moves. You can never order from here. Let's just move on. So here's a little different. There's nobody waiting in line here, and there's this guy here waiting to take our order. And also we can sit down here. Roger sits down. You don't even have to type sit. He just sits automatically if you walk into that spot there. So yeah, there's this guy. Welcome to Monolith Burger. May I take your order? Hey, it's the employee of the week. Cool. The more you look at the food, the less like food it looks. You can't be wondering how long some of the stuff has been sitting right here just waiting for you to come along and eat it. I want to look at the clerk, actually. Looks like he'd rather be doing anything besides waiting on you. All right. Can't really blame him, I guess. All right, F6 to exit. So besides being able to order food there and eat it here, there is this arcade game here. It's Astro Chicken, hey! And we can play it by inserting a Buckazoid. Astro Chicken must land on the Astro Chicken landing pad. He's depending on you to bring him to safety. So we will, yeah, and these are the controls. It's not a great game, but it's a cute little, sort of arcade sequence. Anyway, we'll come back to this later. And let's take a look at this ship here. The sleek ship parked on the side makes yours look like a real dog. Yeah, this is actually quite a cool looking ship. It's very dangerous looking. Let's go ahead and steal this ship. Out of my airlock, geek. Pow! Crash. Whoa. Well, he wasn't very friendly, but now he's gone, so now we can take his ship. Uh-oh. That's it for you, bozo! Don't trust guys in black spacesuits. A pulse leader blast to the forward is not your idea of fun. Fortunately, it didn't hit anything important. Then why did I lose? Why did I die if it didn't hit anything important? Alright, yeah, so we can't do anything on Ortega now because we don't have a way of keeping cool. We could play Astro Chicken already because we have a Buckazoid to play with, and we could order something because we have a little bit of money, but we'll do all this later. We actually, the real thing that we need to do is go to Fleabut. So let's go ahead and not sequence break too much. I'll go ahead and start with Fleabut. But Fleabut. Actually, I don't think this game is from what, 1989? I don't think Beavis and Butthead even existed in 1989, did they? I think Beavis and Butthead came from later. I think that was a later innovation. Yeah. So yeah, this scene again. Okay, I think this is the last time we'll have to sit through this cutscene. Rawr. Alright, so as before, we wait for our journey to transpire. Alright, flashing message on the monitor attracts your attention. Alright, throttling engines back. Orbiting planet Fleabut. It is time to land. With a mighty one, we set ourselves down on a Fleabut. Let's take a look out the window, shall we? Outside the desert surface of Fleabut stretches into the distance. Countless eons of howling winds have carved this dry planet. Alright, let's go ahead and save. On Fleabut. I don't know if did I spell that right? Oh, there's a U I think I missed. Alright, that's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and get out. Let's go ahead and stand up, and we can push the button. We can just click on the button. I'll click on the button to save some time. As you step out of your ship onto the surface of Fleabut, you are hit in the face by the harsh winds. It looks like a storm is brewing. Meanwhile, another spacecraft touches down elsewhere on the very same planet. Oh. This surely is not a reference to any other movie that you might have seen. This surely could not create intellectual property issues for Sierra. Actually, I don't think the Terminator could ever make himself invisible. He could do a lot of stuff but not become invisible. So yeah, we're here on Fleabut. Strange rock formations rise from the sand dunes. What a desolate place this is, you think to yourself. And you know, I'm gonna go ahead and save a bit here because I have some idea of where I'm going, but this planet is kind of dangerous. Oh hey, I think I made it without dying. You were startled by the sight of a giant beast just beyond the sand dune to the north. Alright, everyone save again, walking through the sand. If you save a game with the same name, yeah, it just overwrites the previous save, so. Let's see. What I did want to do is actually show there's a scorpion that, there we go. There's the scorpion. What a cute little scorpizoid. Perhaps you'd pick it up and take it with you. So, hey, it ran away. Oh, no, it was still there. Oh no, a venomous scorpizoid, watch out. The Scorpizoid stinger hits its mark. Again, there shouldn't be an apostrophe there. Sending electroplasmatic venom into your system. Death comes quickly. Congratulations on your recent death. All right. So the place we're really need to go is obviously that place there. So let's go ahead and do that. Y'all come back now, you hear? Alien scum. All right. So where are we? We are standing in front of World of Wonders. Aha, a tourist trap. This giant metal facsimile of a space beast is nothing more than a cheap marketing ploy designed to suck in any moron dumb enough to fall for such trickery. You suddenly feel like a dumb moron. All right. I'll just go ahead and save as WOW, and this is not a reference to World of Warcraft at all, because World of Warcraft didn't come out until long after this game did. So it's about time to end the video. So I'll go inside next time. But for now, can we take a look at this table here? You peer through the glass of the display case and find a cute and cuddly little creature. A small sign on the glass informs you this is an Antarian slime devil. How cute! Oh, let's go ahead and open the case. Oh no! Oh no! They may be cute, but only an idiot would get near one. I guess that tells us something about ourselves. Looks like you won't be around to appreciate the other diverse wonders of this garden spot of the universe. That's like the most... This is the most nondescript death screen I've ever seen in any Sierra adventure. Where's the graphic depiction of Roger's fate? He's just shown standing in a neutral posture. That's like the most unimaginative death screen imaginable from a Sierra game. Anyway, okay, we're here on Fleabut. Next time we'll check out World of Wonders and then see what other wonders we can find on the planet Fleabut, and then we'll continue with other planets and places and things and objects in Space Quest 3. I hope you'll join me for our further adventures in this game, but for now it's time to say goodbye, so take care everyone, hope you're all doing well, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all later. Ta-ta!